Good morning, my loves. Happy Saturday. I am so happy that you are joining me on this Saturday. If you are in Southeast Texas, if you're local to me, then you know that today is really, really rainy and really, really dreary. And it's been like that for a couple days, and we're going to get a couple more days of it. So I'm actually kind of happy that the weather is choosing to help us out with our themes and with our energy that we're creating each day. If you've seen our posts or checked the email, you know that today is day 9, and we are focusing on the idea of support. So all the ways that we can give and receive support, and all of the reasons why we need to do both. To help aid us with that a little bit today, I'm going to go through a few supported poses. If you take my classes, you know that I love these. My go-to are always supported bridge and supported fish. I love the heart openers and the hip openers and the restorative elements of them. So we'll dive into a few more. You're welcome to do them with me in sequence, just like I am right here, right now. You can take this video again at any time, or find them individually. If there's one you really love or really connect with, you can add it to the end of your own practice, or maybe just get a little stop, drop, and yoga action in. If you know you need a little support today, take one of these poses, set a timer on your phone for 5 or 10 minutes, and just really allow yourself to relax into it. So anyway, we're gonna get started. The first one that you probably see me do most commonly is a supported sukhasana, or a supported easy seat. I love to use a blanket during my meditation. Now, you'll notice I've got a few things lying around here. I tried not to grab anything that's a traditional yoga prop, and instead grab some things that would be around your house already in case you don't have yoga props, which I highly suggest you invest in a couple blocks. Honestly, they're life-changing. But if you don't have them, pillows and blankets will do just the same. So you might be a crazy person like me and have multiple of these nice sort of hardy Mexican blankets that I love, or these poncho-style blankets. But honestly, any kind of throw blanket will do. Whatever you've got tossed over your couch or tossed over the foot of your bed is totally fine. I also grabbed my biggest and fluffiest pillow. This one's one of my very favorites. So if you've got a pillow that's got a little more density and a little more length, that would be perfect. If not, grab a couple of them. Grab all 4 pillows off your bed, stack them up nice and tall. Whatever it is you need to do. I've managed to grab a spare mat as well. I'll be showing you a couple options where you can use a rolled up mat instead of a pillow or blanket, just to achieve a little more pinpointed support. This is a little thinner and a little denser. If you don't have a spare, just roll up the mat you're using. You're totally fine. And then lastly, I know you guys might not all have these, but this is one of my favorite things lately. It's an eye pillow. This one's filled with dried lavender. It smells so amazing. It's my favorite thing right now. I use this specifically to block out some light while I'm in Shavasana, and also the weight of it adds a little extra pressure, a little extra massage into those eyes. And then of course the smell of lavender is really, really calming. If you don't have an eye pillow, simply taking a wash rag and rolling it up or folding it up and resting it over your eyes will do the exact same thing. It'll block out some of that light for you. But, like I said, we're going to get started right at the top. I'm going to steal one of these blankets from Dakota. Can I have this one? Thank you. So the beautiful thing about our blankets is we can make them as thick as we need. So I've got mine sort of in a nice basic square fold right now. Today my hips are feeling a little tight, so I'm going to take it even further. Fold it one more time over to the side. I'm going to rest it towards the back of my seat. As I come up onto this mat or onto this blanket, I'm not going to let my whole booty sit on it, but instead scooch forward just a little bit so only my sits bones are there, and then allow my knees to fall forward. So what this does is it gives a little more space in your hip flexors, a little more strength and support in your lower abdominals and low spine, so that we can achieve that nice tall posture, our meditation posture that we love so much. While we're here, coming into this pose, we're going to take a very short, nice little meditation to sort of wake ourselves up, get ourselves focused and intentional for this practice. So as you're ready, your legs can come into your nice easy seat where your heels are lined up with your center line. You could also take a half lotus or a full lotus if that feels good, or even stretch your legs out nice and long. Whatever it is that's right for you today, whatever feels best in your hips, go ahead and go for it. Hands can rest wherever you need them. Roll your shoulder blades up to your ears, back and down your spine, and close your eyes down. We'll just take a few rounds of breath right here. Relax down through your legs and your arms. Relax across your throat and your jaw, your eyes and your ears, and all the way up to the crown of your head. And start to drop your tailbone down towards that blanket or pillow, whatever you're sitting on. Notice how that engages your pelvic floor, your belly button. Give a little bit of lift to your heart and a little bit of lift to your chin. And then reach up and rise through the crown of your head like you're being held by a puppet string to the ceiling. Start to find your breath. Allow yourself to breathe all the way down to your tailbone, so your entire torso from collarbone to tailbone fills up. And then exhale, let it all go. Let all of that breath press up and out through your nose. Take a few more rounds just like that. As you breathe, just begin to notice how that breath feels. If it's strained or difficult to take that deep breath in, to come all the way down, or if you're having a hard time with the idea of letting all of your breath go, your exhales feel short, they feel unsatisfying or unresolved, just notice that feeling. Notice where you're at this morning. And then as you start to take note of what's happening, allow yourself to begin to soften it or resolve it. So if we're struggling for that nice deep inhale, maybe it's because we're clenching or gripping somewhere, maybe behind your knees or at your hips, maybe across your chest or your throat, you're holding some tension, and that's going to keep us or hinder us from being able to find that full extension, that full expression of our lungs. So see if you can soften those places, soften the space between your shoulder blades. And perhaps that'll allow you to take a nice deeper full breath. If you're struggling with that exhale, we're going to take the reverse of that. So we're going to use our muscles, use our strength and our concentration to help push out all of that old stale air. So we want to lift up through our diaphragm, that muscle right below your ribs and above your belly. Let it contract into center and press up on the bottom of your lungs. Your rib cage does the same thing, or a similar thing. It comes back into the middle. So all of those muscles and all of those bones press on the side of your lungs. Then your heart, your chest, your collarbone and sternum do the same thing from above. So they lift as we inhale and they press down gently on the top of your lungs as we exhale. So we should be able to use that strength to help let go of everything we're holding on to, every ounce of breath. I know that can seem a little counterintuitive because when we talk about letting go, we think about releasing, which we are doing, but it takes a strong person to release or a strong person to let go of things. You have to be committed, you have to be focused, you have to be willing. So find those attributes, find that love in yourself as we expand that breath as deep as we can. Give yourself 3 more rounds of breath, just like this. From here, we're going to reach our arms up tall, overhead, fingertips high. Exhale, draw palms to touch and hands to your heart. If you like, you can set a mantra or an intention. Maybe you take your cue from our theme again. Your intention is to support or to be supported, to accept or receive, to nurture or cradle, whatever it is that's jumping out at you, and whether that intention is for yourself or for someone else, or maybe for this whole wide world. Maybe today we'd like to open up to the idea of supporting our community, supporting the world around us. Take a nice deep breath into your heart, right at your shoulder blades and your chest. Exhale, let it go. And give yourself a couple blinks. Open up your eyes. Good. Go ahead and release your hands. Let your right ear drop to the right side. Maybe stretch your left fingertips down to the mat or down to your kitten. I don't know if you guys realize how much Dakota loves these videos. She's kind of insane about it. Goodness, be a lady. You're live. And go ahead and draw your ear up and over to the other side. Maybe stretch that opposite hand down. I love all the little heart bubbles that popped up because Dakota decided to lick her crotch. Good to know that's what you guys are into. Good. Breathe into that space from shoulder to ear. And come on back to center. Let your chin drop right down the middle. If you want it, interlace your fingers, rest them on the back of your head. Let your elbows drop forward. Good. Release those hands. Lift up nice and easy. We're going to reverse the cross of your feet. So if you have one ankle in front, go ahead and switch it. Or one ankle on top, go ahead and switch it. We're just going to take some rotation with our rib cage. So you can rest your hands on your shins or on your knees or thighs. And just draw some circles with your ribs. I know it can feel a little silly. We find that movement in our spine. We start to let our blood flow a little more, especially as we're waking up on this dreary or rainy day. And switch directions. Good. Come on back to the middle. We're going to take some cat-cow spines right here. So on your inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin, drop your shoulders back. On your exhale, send your spine backwards, round your pelvis under, and look to your belly button. And take a few more just like that on your own breath. Notice any pressure in your low spine. Think about breathing into that space. Take one more. And come on back to the center. Good. We're going to unwind our legs. We're going to move out of this supported Sukhasana or easy seat. We're going to find our way into a supported child's pose. So you're going to grab your pillow or your stack of blankets or both. So this is my great big pillow, but it's not very dense. I like it, but it's not super hardy. So I am actually going to do a little bit of everything. I'm going to stack all of my props up nice and tall so I get a big, dense lift. Go ahead, get up and go. Thank you. I'll leave one blanket off to the side for her. Good. So you're going to take that pillow right down the center of your mat. And then finding a wide-legged child's pose, we're going to bring our knees to the outside edges of those pillows or blankets. Scooch them in right close to your center. Toes come together behind you. We're going to sit our hips back on our heels. And then as you're ready, let your body lengthen long, stretching your belly over those pillows and drawing down. Your arms can wrap around the pillows like you're giving them a hug. Or you can stretch your arms long on top or to the sides. Or you can bring them backwards. Whatever feels good, whatever you need. You can bring either ear down to the pillow or down to your blankets. And then let your weight just drape down. There's nothing you need to be doing here. No muscles that need to be working. Just relax. Be supported. We're going to take about 10 rounds of breath in each pose from here on out, just so you know. You can be prepared. But as you're doing this at home, you are more than welcome to stay here for as long as you need. So I mentioned it earlier about setting a timer on your phone. That's something I do when I practice poses like this, or when I practice restorative poses or long meditations. I set a timer on my phone. That way I don't have to worry about how long I'm here. I don't have to stress out and think, oh God, what if time gets away from me? I seriously doubt at any moment you'll lose track and end up being here for 3 hours. But if you're like me and that worries you, just set a timer. Anywhere from 2 minutes to 15, whatever's right for you today. Go ahead and take 2 more rounds of breath. Good, slow and steady. Draw your palms back to your sides. Lift up nice and easy. Good. Take any counter stretch you want. Maybe drawing your arms backwards, your heart forward, or reaching tall. We're going to find a supported twist on our belly right here. So we're going to keep our blankets and pillows right where they are. Go ahead and draw your knees to the side. So you're resting on one hip. So as though we were going to lay and lounge across your pillows like one of your French girls, or however you're feeling. But instead, we're going to come to this hip into these knees, and then we're going to rotate our belly towards that stack and lower down, just like we did in child's pose. So we're aiming to get your whole chest down. Now from here, if you want to add your neck into the mix, turn your head. So let your opposite ear rest down, whatever ear is opposite from your hip that you're on. I'm going to stay facing you because I like you. But you guys take whatever you want. We got 10 rounds of breath. Soften that space right between your shoulder blades. And soften this space down your hamstring and your glute, behind your knees. Take 4 more rounds of breath. Good. Again, just like we did earlier, walk your palms back. Sit up nice and easy. We're going to take our opposite side. So swing those knees and hips to your other side. Rest down on your hip. Rotate your belly towards the pillows and lay on over. See if you can try to keep your knees stacked. If that's not right, you can let them pinwheel out. But aim for it. See if it's there for you today. And then relax through your calves, your toes, your fingertips. And take 8 more rounds of breath. Good. Draw your palms backwards. Press on up. We're going to scooch this nice little pile or mass we've made out of the way. We're going to come to our supported fish or a supported heart opener. It's going to be a pose on our backs. I'm going to give you the choice. You can take it with a pillow. That is going to be really gentle, really easy. It's going to feel really, really great. Today, though, I'm going to use a rolled up mat. And this isn't a very thick mat. It's pretty thin, so this is also going to be a really, really gentle lift or gentle posture. It's just going to open through my sternum, just a little more, as opposed towards my outer shoulders. It's whatever you're interested in. We're going to lay this mat or this pillow lengthwise down your space, and you're going to bring your back to it. So you might need to wiggle and play with it, see where you feel best. Some people feel really good with it pressed all the way against your tailbone. I tend to like it pushed back a little more. So the bottom of the mat or the bottom of the pillow lines up with my bottom rib, so almost right at my waistline or my belly button line. But as you're ready, we'll start to lay on back. Ooh. We want that mat or that pillow to line up with your spine so that your shoulders and your elbows can fall to the side. So they can come wide like a T, or you can bend at your elbows for a cactus position. Once you get here, it might actually feel really good and help you release a little more if you give yourself a great big hug. Pull your shoulder blades apart manually, and then relax those arms down. Now, I really, really love to take a bound ankle here. I like to let my knees fall wide, my soles of the feet come together. But if that's not right for you, if it's too much in your hips this morning, well, one, we're going to take a supported one in a second. But otherwise, stretch your legs nice and long, just like we do in Shavasana. Try and keep your head centered on the pillow or on the mat, and maybe even give a little space between your chin and your chest. We've got 10 rounds of breath. You got it. Let yourself relax through inner thigh, through your groin. Relax across your belly and your abdominals. Relax across your chest and your shoulders, through your fingers and your elbows, and then especially through your throat and your jaw. This is a posture where we sort of naturally clench anywhere between your chest line and your nose. So let that go. Give it some release, some softening. And give yourself 4 more rounds of breath. And slowly prop up on your elbows or on your forearms. Lift yourself up nice and easy. Draw your knees together. We're going to scooch that mat out of the way again. We're going to come back to our pillows or blankets to take a supported bridge. Now, if you have a nice thick mat, like the one I'm on right now is really thick, so when it rolls up, it would be awesome for supported bridge. This one's that I've got, it's literally from Costco. Just living the dream. It's not that thick, so it's not going to offer you a lot of love in this next posture. And in fact, even my pillow's a little too soft for that. So what I'm going to do instead is create a nice little blanket roll up. So I'm going to get even more lift, even more support from these blankets by spreading them out just a little bit, stacking them on top of each other, and then I'm going to roll them up. So they come almost like a bolster. If you've been in a yoga studio and you've seen bolsters, this is going to help achieve that support or that same ideal. It would be even bigger if I were allowed to use my third blanket, but I guess I'm not. So from here, we're going to come back to our spines. Keep your knees bent. Press your feet into the mat and slide that rolled up bolster or that pillow or that yoga mat under your hips. Now we can think about the center of our hip bones tracing around to the center of this, whatever your cushion is today. You can let the soles of your feet rest down on the floor. Let your shoulder blades become steady and flat against the mat. And then again, send your nose straight up to the ceiling. Your hands can rest on your body, or they can open wide or long again. Whatever's right for you this morning. Give yourself 8 rounds of breath. Try not to work anywhere in your mind or in your body. Just breathe. Take 4 more. Good. We're going to hug our right knee into our chest. So notice how that releases even further down your low back, but also that stretch it creates in this opposite hip flexor. Hug in nice and tight. Maybe even extend that heel out and away if you want it. If it's not there for you today, don't worry about it. Take 2 more rounds of breath right here. See if you can keep this left knee pointed straight ahead, straight out of your hip. And reverse the lower right knee down. Hug your left knee in. Good. Center or straighten this right knee. If it feels right, give yourself a little pigeon toe. Hug left knee in tight. Maybe extend that leg long. Maybe not. Two more breaths. One more. And release that foot. We're going to find a supported shoulder stand. So nice and easy, just send your toes straight to the ceiling. Again, your hands can come to your belly. You can even stretch your fingers up tall too. And if you want right here, you can pedal through your feet. Or take some ankle circles. And switch directions. Good. Come back to stillness. Maybe wiggle your toes. Spread and scrunch them. Good. We'll draw our knees back into our chest. Notice how you can get your thighs a little closer with the support. And your body weight rolls backwards just a little bit. And then let it go. We're going to take the same cushion we've got going, just scooch it down. We're going to take a bound ankle, but with this under our knees. So lining that cushion up with your knees. Bring your soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. So it helps just give a little lift into this bound ankle so our knees don't have to fall all the way down to the mat. If this is good for you, stay right here. If you're wanting to use the support to deepen this pose a little bit, we're going to scooch you over. And instead we're going to draw this cushion down so it's under your ankles. So same posture, outside edges of your feet against the cushion now. Soles of the feet touching. And lay all the way back. Good. So either option, that cushion can come under your knees or under your feet, whatever's right for you. We're going to take 5 rounds of breath right here since we've already done this one. Remind yourself to be soft. To even let your body feel very heavy against the floor or against the mat. Go ahead and take 3 more rounds just for fun, because it feels real good this morning. Good, and slowly draw those knees back together. We're going to come into our Shavasana, but we're going to give ourselves a little support here as well. So we're going to keep this nice cushion, maybe scooch it however you need so it comes right under your knees or under your low thighs, giving that little bit of bend in our leg. It's just going to allow us to release through your low spine a little more. So the higher or thicker this cushion is, the more release you're going to get. You'll lay all the way back, center hips and shoulders. Maybe go for that eye pillow or wash rag. Rest it over your face, over your eyes. Since we're taking a supported posture, it might feel really nice to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly, just below your belly button, your sacrum. Let your knees fall wide. Find your breath. Just like in all our postures today, we become heavy, we become released down into the floor. And allow yourself to be supported right here. Supported by our props, supported by the earth, by your mat. Supported by whatever space you're in, whatever time you found to carve out these poses. Allow yourself to be taken care of. you'd like to stay here a little longer, you are more than welcome. Rest here as long as you need or as long as you have. But if you're ready, give some gentle wiggles to fingers and toes. Stretch your arms up overhead. Reach through the balls of your feet. Slowly bring one knee and then the other into your chest. You can remove your eye pillow or your wash rag. Maybe take gentle rocks on your spine. As you're ready, roll to one side. Give yourself the fetal position for a couple breaths, a couple moments. And then sit all the way up. Thank you guys so very much for joining me this morning. For waking up early on a Saturday, or giving yourself the gift of these poses at any time throughout your day. If you haven't seen our post yet for support, I really want us to think about that duality. So find some ways today that you can accept support or support yourself, either utilizing these poses or letting a friend offer you a favor or offer you a little love, letting someone else fold the laundry or do the dishes, or simply just calling someone and venting, your mom, your sister, your best friend, your whoever it is, whoever you need. And then finding the flip of that. How can you offer support out into this world? So being the person on the other end in any of those situations. Maybe you decide to support a cause you love. You decide to finally sign up and volunteer for that politician you're really, really gung-ho about winning. To donate money to a charity or a cause that you really care about, or to schedule time to go volunteer somewhere you really love or really care about. Whatever it is, however we can find the balance between both, between offering and receiving that support, is our challenge today. So I'd love for you to leave me some comments letting me know how these poses have helped you or aided you, how you plan on utilizing them today. And then also share with our group all of the support you find in this world, in this universe, today and every day. Our group is actually a great resource for that support, right? If you're needing a little help, a little love, or a little encouragement, that is a beautiful place to find it. Thank you guys so much. Divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste.